Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek and welcome back to my channel. One of the most commonly asked question in the comment section of this channel is Abhishek, how to explain DevOps projects to the interviewers. I'm sure many of you might also have this question because this is one of the top searches on YouTube related to DevOps. And in this video, I will try to explain the answer to this question as detailed as possible, considering both freshers as well as experienced engineers. So please try to watch this video till the end. Let's start with experienced engineers. Lot of experienced engineers who are learning DevOps from YouTube channels, Udemy, or through any paid courses answer this question wrong. I spoke to many experienced DevOps engineers, people who are learning through our channel, people who are talking to me on Telegram, and they answer this question as my project is 3-tier architecture deployment, or my project is 2-tier architecture deployment, or my project is creating an EKS cluster using Terraform. Now, you might have learned these things through YouTube channels or through Udemy or through any other sources. But if you are an experienced engineer, this cannot be your projects. Understand carefully. These are your day-to-day activities. Creating an EKS cluster is your day-to-day activity. Creating, probably deploying a 3-tier architecture application is your day-to-day activity. Your projects are, let's say you're working for Amazon. So your project is working as a DevOps engineer for XYZ project teams in Amazon. It can be payments project team, it can be transactions project team, or it can be a login and logout application project team. That is what you have to explain. So when someone asks you to explain your project, if you are an experienced engineer, tell them that I work in, I'm giving an example, I work in Amazon where I support multiple development teams. Some of them are payments, transactions. Their applications are written in Java. So I support them as a DevOps engineer, helping them create the CI/CD pipelines, deploying their applications on the EKS cluster through CI/CD, creating resources for them on AWS using Terraform, managing the configurations of their virtual machines using Ansible. This is how you have to explain. Please do not tell that deploying a 3-tier architecture application is your project. You will instantly get rejected because interviewer will understand that probably you are learning DevOps from somewhere. You don't have prior experience working in an organization. Now, again, if you are working in an MNC and in a startup, the DevOps engineer projects will be slightly different. I'll also try to cover that. So if you are an experienced engineer, let's say working in an MNC, the culture is little different because in MNC, there will be multiple development teams and each development team might have a dedicated DevOps team or combination of 2 to 3 development teams or 2 to 3 projects might have a DevOps team. Whereas in startups cannot afford too many DevOps teams. So what they do is they create a centralized DevOps team. And this centralized DevOps team is responsible for managing the operations of all the projects in their startups. Any of the way, DevOps engineers most of the times don't deal with a single development team. Of course, there are some cases where organizations are very matured. They have one DevOps team for one development team. But yeah, most of the times, if you are in a startup or MNC, you work with multiple project teams. So accordingly, you can explain. If your organization is very matured, then tell them that, okay, I have a development team per DevOps team. So I have 4 to 5 developers that I work with and help them in reducing the operations. If you are in a startup, then your work is too hectic. You have too many development teams. You have a dedicated, sorry, you have a centralized DevOps team. So you get a lot of work from them where They create tickets for you in Jira. You organize the work. You have the sprint ceremonies. You have Scrum Master. You have the product owner. I have explained all these things in my Zero to Heroes DevOps course. You can search for that. Now, if you come to freshers, for freshers, the projects can be the same things like three-tier architecture deployment. Your projects can be two-tier architecture deployment or creating infrastructure using Terraform because you don't have prior working experience. So there is nothing wrong in explaining these things as your proof of concept projects. Let's say you're in your BTech final year or you are doing Bachelor of Technology, you are doing uh, any computer related courses or even non-IT background, and you're planning to enter the IT market as a fresher, then there is no problem. All the things that you're learning from YouTube, Udemy, or through any paid courses, you can showcase them as your projects. And if the interviewer asks you, you can tell them that I've learned these things through YouTube or other sources. I have done them as proof of concepts. I've created an AWS account. I've tested these things and AWS account, and I mastered Terraform, I mastered Kubernetes, or I mastered cloud platform using these projects. So I have added them in my resume. Again, I'm repeating, if you are a fresher, then there is no problem in adding these things as your projects, such as three-tier application deployment, two-tier application deployment, creating infrastructure using Terraform, or securing a Kubernetes cluster. These all can be your projects. But if you are experienced engineer, these are your day-to-day activities. Your project is the actual project that you are working for. That can be multiple DevOps team, single DevOps team, a e-commerce application that you're working for, anything. So be well prepared for this particular question. What you have to do before the interview, try to focus on the company that you have provided in your resume if you are experienced engineer. Let's say if I added Nike as my company where I am already working for. So what you need to do, you need to understand the structure of your Nike organization. Try to understand how many microservices are there in your organization, how many development teams are there in your organization, and accordingly, you have to explain them that you are either supporting 2 to 3 development teams or you are supporting all the development teams as a centralized DevOps team. I hope you understood what I'm trying to say. And if you have any questions, do let me know in the comment section. I will reply to each and every comment on this particular video because a lot of you have questions on this particular topic. And if required, I will also do a dedicated live session where I can pick up your questions and answer them. I hope you found this video informative. See you all in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.